this is Ginger from rubylensstudio. Hey, today I want to talk about my new light. I'm pretty excited about it. This is the Godox SK400III V version. This is the newest one. I just got it in the mail, opened it up. I can do that little unboxing, show you that this is how it comes. It comes with a cord, nice heavyweight cord that's plenty long enough, which I appreciate very much. You don't have to buy a separate cord. It comes with extra fuses if you need it. It comes with a cover that covers up the strobe to protect it. Let me set that aside. This little pin is just a release. And let me just say this, that this fits any kind of Bowens mount softbox. You just look for to match them up. I have a nice Godox one here. You just notice that that has the same thing, same 3 notches on it. I have Godox and I have some Easy Lock ones. That's it. And then you can also use an umbrella. So sometimes maybe I want to use a shoot-through umbrella or a PLM umbrella. It just slides in there. This light itself, it's all in one. You're not having to buy any kind of adapter. That's what's beautiful. You've got the mount there and you can put an umbrella on it if you want, but it literally, you just set it down on top of your light stand and tighten it up and you're good to go. This also, it has an extra way to adapt the angle, however you want to do it. If you're shooting down, however you want to do that, that's available. All right, I want to pull in the old version. Try to see if I got this in the camera. All right, so here they are side by side. This is the SK400II V version. And this was really, I think you could say that there was a big improvement with this light compared to the first one, because the first one had the tungsten light that kind of protruded out, that kind of took up a lot of space. And then they improved it with having that cob light, you know, that LED light right there on board. I just wanted to interrupt myself. I wanted to show you, when I'm talking in the video about a first light, this is Ginger's first light, not the first light that was made. So this is the SK400II version, but I wanted to show you that burnt on that light bulb. And that is from me using a PLM umbrella that comes over it. And so the diffusion cover is, you know, it's got a little opening and it covers it. And I burned it on there several times. I actually had to buy a new diffusion cover. So I just wanted to share that to say that the new LED light is well worth it for me. All right, and then you can tell it's a little bit different. You see the ridges. I think the handle's a little bit bigger and nicer on this one. This light here is different, and the back is different. So I just wanted to show you that before I go into explaining the back. But you can see this is, to me, it's a little bit sleeker, more modern design compared to this. But everything that was there before is still there. So same controls, same options. And I'm going to put this to the side. So what is the biggest difference? Let me just answer that. All the controls are the same. The difference in this one, ta-da, this one goes down to 1/32. That one goes down to 1/16. All my other studio lights, they only go down to 1/16 power. This goes down to 1/32. I'm going to show you a shot that shows you the difference. So it's a slight difference. And what I did was I took a shot of myself, same background, just this light, and I have 1/16, but this is as low as the previous model could go. And then I went down to 1/32 to show the difference. And so that you have a little bit more option, a little bit more control of your light, and all, you know, aperture, shutter speed, all of that plays into it, but it's nice. And I will say this, that the first light that I had, it was too strong for up close shots in a PLM umbrella with newborns. And so I switched to the AD200 for just that. I still have always used this for my headshots. I've always used this for family shots. It's nice to have that extra power, but I'm excited about the 1/32 to be able to lower it. All right, let's get into some of the controls. On the back, we have the dial that takes it down, and you can go down to 1/32 all the way. And within each increment is 10 increments. So I could say 1/32 plus 0.1. Plus 0.3, 0.3. So you have those increments when in there. So there's a lot of different settings there. We have an option for a sync cable. I've never used a sync cable. I've always used a Godox trigger, except for once. And the Godox, and I'm not going to do anything different except for use the Godox trigger. And I will say this because it works flawlessly. They just communicate so perfectly. And here's the thing about the triggers that are so great. And why this little button here for the change of the channel is so good. So I can have all my lights with a different label, like this one's A, that one's B, etc. Like my AD200 is C, and then my flash is D. And so I have these different lights, and they're named ABC. And then within that is a channel. So right now I'm on channel 1, and that just because I'm the only one here. But if I was in range of other photographers that are using it, maybe I want to switch it to channel 2, channel 3, channel 21. Actually, when I was testing the light itself, I was on 21, and on here, my light was on channel 21, and it was B, and I was like, okay, what's going on that it's not communicating with it didn't go off, and I realized that my trigger was on channel 1. It was still B light, but this was channel 21, and I quickly realized what I did and changed it. So when you have the settings right, it does work perfectly. And so that's what that is right there, that first button. And the next one is slave 1 and 2. The only time I've ever used this is when I was getting ready to do a session. I dropped my camera and broke my trigger. Thank goodness my camera was okay. And so what I did was I popped a flash on the camera, and it acted as the master, and it controlled the Godox light on the stand. So put it in slave 1, and it's communicating that way, and it was being controlled by the flash instead of the trigger. My opinion is that the trigger works better than doing it that way, but there is certainly that option. The next button is buzz. So buzz is just changing the sound, turning the sound off. I don't know if you can hear that, probably not. I don't really mess with that because the sound doesn't bother me. To me, it's so low that it doesn't matter. And I will say this too, there's a fan blowing to make sure it doesn't overheat. This fan is a lot quieter than the previous version, so that's another improvement. Another improvement would be the flash time, cycle time. You take a picture, and how much time you have between each flash. You have a cycle time. It's a little bit improvement for this light. All right, the next one is the model light. Now I use this one, and I love this feature. This is especially good compared to the first version because it's so nice. All right, I'm going to put it on. That's just like the first increment. It's called prop. So it's the modeling light, but this is the prop. It's lower, maybe 5-10%, maybe 10%. It's still pretty bright. And then we go to 100%. This is much brighter than they originally were, I think. And there's a couple reasons for this that I use it. First would be that it helps my lens or my camera find focus because there's a little bit of light. When I am shooting in the studio, the only light I use is my Godox lighting. I don't pull any ambient light. I don't pull in overhead lights. I don't even pull in continuous lights if I'm, doing photography. I don't pull in natural light, anything like that. So I have my ISO at 100. So I really depend on these lights, and I don't want to mix it. And before it was a different color temperature, but now these modeling lights are so nice. It's similar to that same daylight balance color temperature. So what you can do is, let's pretend I'm in the studio. I'm taking a session with a newborn, and the newborn does something really cute, and I don't want to miss it. I've taken pictures, but I can't walk away. I'm right there. You have to stay in arm's length with the newborn. I quickly just switch it to video mode, and I take a video because I've got this light. This is working as my video light. It's a continuous light source, and the color temperature will match the photos. So if I give that video and the images to the parents, they're matching. So that's what it's good. And see how bright it is. I mean, it is super bright that it can work as a continuous light, and that's a big advantage. And the next thing is test. You're just testing your light to see how bright it is. Cord plugs in. Right here's the place for the fuses. There's a place for a USB. And again, there's the sync cable, but I don't use that normally. All right, I just wanted to show you a few shots that I took with the new light. This was a sports, I call it game face session, and we did a setup with the gel. I've done a review on the gels before, and so I was excited to use it for a real session. And then I pulled my little athlete into a white area, and we used a shoot-through umbrella, and my whole purpose of using that shoot-through umbrella was that I would be able to light his whole body with that. Again, it was that new light, and I did really take it down lower to probably the 1/32nd because it was so close and it was all white. And I did use a second, the Godox AD200 on the site, kind of reflecting off of the side to add more light to kind of light that background a little bit. But I was really pleased with the light and I'm really excited to use it. If you're looking at it and saying, what's changed? If you looked at, you know, the first version, you're going to say, wait a minute, that tungsten light is gone and it's a smaller footprint. I say that technology always changes, always improves. So the newest version is always going to be better. So if you have the money, buy the newest version. But actually, when you look at this, it's a little bit faster recycle time. You know, you could get the measuring tape out and say which is this, you know, bigger. It's kind of minuscule, so that doesn't even matter. But the biggest thing is this is 1/32nd power, so you have the option to go lower. And that's about it. All right, see you next time.